Come here, come here.
Hey
come
man,
here, come here.
hey man, wait up! Is that a Geo?
Come here, come here, come here, come here. Come here.
All right, everybody, this is Geo Stalker with another video. Today, what I hope to show you is for everybody that might have an 89, 90, 91 and you want a tachometer. If you happen to find one, it's plug and play. So today I'm going to show you how to replace the regular odometer with a tachometer that might have come from a Suzuki Swift. So here we go. The only tools that you'll need for the job is a 12 millimeter socket, ratchet, and a Phillips screwdriver. So here we go. First thing you'll want to do is pull the pin on the speedo cable, which connects to the top of the transmission. You'll need a little bit of room in order to pull out and unplug the old odometer and plug in the new one. So trust me on this one. So unplug that. Pretty simple to get your hand down there, and just don't do it when the engine's hot. I made that mistake before. This is the current odometer that's in the car. You'll notice the miles, 73,412. And this is the new one that I want to put in. A few hundred miles ago, I actually put 73,216, so it's going to be 180, so 190 miles less, but I wanted to get it at least close. So you see the odometer right there, odometer, tachometer, rather than 3 measures, it's got 4 measures. So here we go. Want to, with a Phillips screwdriver, remove the 2 screws that holds the shroud in underneath the steering column. And when you do that, you expose 2 14 millimeter nuts. So there's one on one side, one on the other. And what that does, it holds the steering column up in place. You want to have as much space as you like in there. So it's 12 millimeters. Let's get that removed. Okay, with those 2 12 millimeter nuts removed, you can kind of see the stem posts, the bolt posts that they were on. But now you got a lot of play in the steering column. You should not have to remove this surround shroud. Now you should have space to do this. Now, there are 2 screws, one there and another one at the top that holds the top of the shroud on. And then there are 2 more, one underneath here. Hope you can see that. There it is, and then on the other side. So there's 4. Go ahead and get those out. Everything should loosen up a little bit here. Once those 4 screws, in my case 3 screws, I was missing one underneath here. So I'm going to have to find a little spacer to put in there and get a screw put in there. Shouldn't really mean much, but now that that's all 4 of those screws are out, this will pop out. And now what you want to do is you want to reach up there behind with your hand and disconnect the side control. So this side control here, and by the way, this is for a dash with side buttons. Okay, that's why we're doing it for this. This will control the lights on the left side, and then the one on the other side. Oops, horn's a little active there. And then the one on the right controls the windshield wipers. So I got that detached. And boom, it should just, oh, I forgot. There's some that hold this on here. Another one for the rear defrost. So I'm going to go in there and do that, but I got to put the camera down to do it. The one on the left unplugged pretty easy. But the 2 that are on the right, one is just for a spare, and then the other is for rear defrost. Kind of a pain. You gotta, it won't pull up through the hole to where you can do it there. You got to kind of get your hand down in through on the underneath side. So I'm going to put the camera down to do that. And you got to reach up and disconnect from the inside. So I'll go ahead and do that. But, oh, I thought I had them here. Yeah, I got them. Okay. So the shroud's off. Okay, so all that just to get the shroud off to expose the odometer. Okay. So you can see with the odometer, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to have the speedo cable on the back side of it. So let me go ahead and take those screws out. Okay, I got the 4 screws out, and you will notice that there are clips that are for the fuel gauge and also the heat gauge on the side, and then there's the speedo cable kind of in the back. Don't know if you can see. Yeah, there's the connector for that. So all we got to do is just kind of push to release that right there. Pretty simple. Push to release. So you just got the push pins there. They don't break. And then now to remove the speedo cable, just kind of a push there too. So the old one has been removed. Now, while you're at it, you're going to clean up everything. This is 34 years or so of gunk. And I'll get that cleaned and we'll come back in and we'll start connecting the tachometer. Something else you want to pay attention to is when you take off the shrouds, you can lose these little, I don't know what they're called, but they slip right on there. And when you screw it from underneath, it goes through and it kind of grips into the top there. Those will pop off. That must have been what have happened on this side, but this one was sitting in here, like just sitting in here like that. So when I took it off, so the previous owner must have done some work with this, maybe, I don't know, but so that is on there correctly. I got to go into my stash of screws and stuff and see if I can find one for that right side, but they're all the same size, so or at least the ones that came out of the shroud are all the same size, so that shouldn't be a problem. Now let's see if we can get this new one in there, the tachometer. Now before you put the new tachometer in, by the way, you always want to install the center clip for the speedo cable first, but you have these side that go to the shroud, the side connectors for the wipers and for the headlights on each side. Make sure they are in this hole and out of the way so that you can get these clips in on each side, and then you can push the thing in and it won't pinch or anything like that. So just make sure these are kind of in their place off to the side, and then now we'll try to connect this clip to the side and then the other clip, this clip, to that side. Should go pretty easy. This is the back of the old odometer. You'll notice that the plugs go kind of to the side. They're on the side. But on the new tachometer, the plugs are at the top. So you'll see it on each side. So, but they're both plug and play. They're just located in a different location there. Okay, so now that's seated in there properly. You got the side plug there for the, I think, the lights on this side and the windshield wipers on this side. And I just got to put those 4 silver screws back in to hold that in place. I'll do that now. Okay, this is the back side of the shroud. So facing you, it'll look like this. So this right side over here where I'm pointing toward, that's what you want to connect first. You want to connect the green connector, and then that it's covered in, it's a black connector, but it's covered in some kind of foam thing. You want to connect that first because that goes through that hole right there, and those connectors on the underside you have to get with your hand by getting underneath and stuff. It's a pain in the butt. It takes a few minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and do that now, then I'll be right back. Okay, I got the ones on the right plugged in. You kind of see them popping out the hole there. There were 2 there, and then there was 1 here. So you just want to kind of tuck those back down in. And then you still got the 2 side clips that you got to do. I'll go ahead and do those now. Be right back. Okay, the shroud is plugged in on both sides. It's tucked in properly. I just got to put the screws in, the one underneath here, which I put the clip back in there, so the retaining clip. So let's get that buttoned up. I got to go to my box of screws and see if I can get an extra one, but I'll be right back. Okay, the shroud is now secure. I've got the screw there, I've got the screw there, and I've got them underneath here too. One on this side, one on the other. I had to borrow one for that shroud, so I'll have to replace that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 12mm nuts back on there. Actually, I might be able just to kind of show you how to hand tighten it first on one side, just to get one on there. So finger tighten that up there. There it is. The steering wheel is not sagging now. Tighten it on the other side, again with the hand as well, which you can just do it without even looking. Just reach down there and find the stem and put it on there and tighten it up. And then get your socket and ratchet and get it snug before you. No recommended foot pounds or anything like that. Just snug. And that'll keep your steering column nice and tight there. And of course, the last thing you want to do before firing up the car and testing out the RPMs is to reconnect the speedo cable. This can be a little tricky because of that clip which I have right here. So what you want to do is you want to pop the clip into the housing first before pushing down with the speedo cable. It can be kind of tricky, so I can't really show the whole thing, but I'll come back to you in a second. Well, reconnecting that speedo cable was a pain. That took about 15 minutes in and of itself. But so here we go. We're going to see if this works now. Yep. Idling at about 1500 right now, but it should drop once the car settles after its initial startup. There you have it. That is how you install a tachometer into a car, an 89 to 91 that has an odometer. Has to be a car that has the surround sound buttons. It's plug and play in that case. Oh, something else I forgot to mention. The only bad thing is because I have some aftermarket seats from a 97, which those are also plug and bolt. I mean, they go right in and they're much more comfortable, but because of that, I cannot connect the seat belt. So I'll have to deal with that belt light in the top right there. Well, that's brake light, but right to the right-hand side, that seat belt light. I'll have to deal with that, but maybe later I find some good seats and I exchange them out and then can plug that in again. So this is just some of the work I've been doing on the 91 Geo Metro 3-cylinder 5-speed. And been painting this side a little bit just with rattle can, but it's coming out really well. Had some dents, had some scratches. The other side I need to work on a little bit. I put a pop-up sunroof in it, no leaks thus far, good. And that odometer. And this is Geo Stalker. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if you drive an 89 to 91 and you find a tachometer somewhere, well, it's not very difficult if you have a little patience and can get your hands underneath the dash to disconnect and connect some of those lines. But all in all, pretty simple project. All right, take care. We'll see you.
Come here, come here.
Hey man,
come here.
Hey man, wait up. Is that a Geo?
Come here, come here, come here, come here. Come here.